Carmentary! What's going on, everybody? Well, as you can see, I'm driving in my new vehicle. We got a new look. Carmentary started when I was driving the Wake. It's a K car. Here in Japan, cars are in three classifications. You have the K car, which has a yellow number plate, and it means that the engine can be no larger than 600 cc's, whatever that means. Then you have your white license plate cars, which are your normal cars. Within that, there are a couple subdivisions. There's commercial vehicles, stuff like that. Anyway, and then you have, you have green license plates, which are professional taxis. Green number plates, very hard to get. And then you have Ogata. Ogata is large vehicles, trucks, like over a certain tonnage, and also anything carrying more than 10 people. On a normal driver's license, you can carry up to 10 people. That is why the Toyota Hiace, the standard $1, it's like the people mover here for the average citizen. You get the Toyota Hiace, it's got 10 seats, including the driver. So you can have 9 passengers and you're good to go. That is what the jumbo taxis use, what a lot of businesses use, shuttle services, stuff like that. Anything over that, it's like a microbus, and then suddenly you have to have this special Ogata license, which requires another test, another certification, etc., etc. Anyway, my Carmentary started with the Wake, which was made by Daihatsu, which is a sub-company of Toyota. A lot of information for you here. That was a small car, it was a K car. I actually had a contract with the company. It was sort of an advertising thing. I got connected, we did a commercial, and they gave me a car. They actually gave me a car. It was like part of the package. I still feel really, I feel so special. I feel so special and lucky. No, I do. I was very, now that I look back on it, I'm like, wow, they gave me a car, man. That's pretty crazy. It's worth like 30 grand. So I drove that thing. It was like a year. I had to drive it for a year, and I wasn't complaining. I ended up driving the thing for like 5 years. That was my main car. And my wife was driving the Mitsubishi Delica, the family, to be safe. These K cars only seat 4 people. That is another issue. So we're a family of 5. It's kind of tight. I then eventually upgraded to the Toyota Hiace, the aforementioned Toyota Hiace, but I went to a commercial vehicle, which means you got a lot of room in the back, but you only have seating for 5 people. That is usually the deal with these commercial vehicles. Plus you have a yearly government shaken, it's called. It's like a test. They do emissions tests, make sure the car is working good. I think it's kind of expensive, but all in all, it's a good thing. It keeps the standard of the vehicles on the road very high. You pay for it though. So did that for a while, 4 years, 5 years. And suddenly, here I am, driving in my brand new Mitsubishi Triton. A truck! I finally have a truck. It's been a dream of mine to have a truck. Everyone should have a truck, at least once in their life. I don't know, I wasn't really, to be honest with you, I wasn't really like, oh, I gotta have a truck, man. I need a truck. It's just, I just take what comes, you know, like, hey, I felt the Wake thing was good, that was work, but then it was kind of small, and I was kind of getting, it was like a little hard, you know, like, ugh. And so then I was like, all right, the Hiace would be great. It'd have lots of room, lots of storage. I could do my car danchi, sleep in the car. I'll go with that. Did that. And then the Mitsubishi dealer came to me one day in a dream. No, he came to the house and he was like, Neil, so there's this, we got this new truck coming out. It's like, truck? Ooh. He's like, yeah, I think you really like this. It's called the Triton. And I was like, oh, what's it look like? And he's like, no photos. No photos, no catalog, no paperwork, nothing. Literally, he just said the word. He said, we have a truck, and it's called the Triton. And then he's like, do you want one? And I'm like, well, shit, I don't know. I don't even know what the goddamn thing looks like. So a little time goes by. I tell him I'm interested. And he starts like, they're so clever, man. He was like, it was like the expert fisherman, you know? It's like, just put the hook in first. Then maybe we'll put a little bait on the hook. Put a little fish egg on the hook. See if the old Neil, the little fish hiding behind the rock, wants to nibble on the hook with the bait. It's like, oh man. Suddenly, he starts feeding me like these little grainy images. Like he had like a photocopied paper of like a screenshot. He's like some blurry screenshot that he photocopied, and he stuck it in an envelope and wrote for Neil on it and put it in my door. And I'm like, ooh, that does look kind of cool. Anyway, suddenly I started getting that truck itch, you know. And I'm like, ooh, maybe I do need a truck. I'm 52. Like, if I'm gonna have a truck, I should have a truck now. You know what I mean? It's like, if I miss this opportunity and, you know, I go another 5 years, I mean, it'd still be cool. But, you know, right now, for the next 5-10 years, I could really get some use out of a truck. And it would look pretty goddamn cool. So he finally calls me and he's like, hey, here's the deal. There's 900 of these vehicles, the Triton, coming into Japan in the spring. That's the first shipment. It's like 900. That's it. No more. Tokyo took 500. Osaka took like 300. Hokkaido's only getting like 200. Like, whoa, it's kind of limited. So he still didn't have a catalog. He still was showing me like screenshots on an iPad, going like, oh, check this out. This is what it looks like. Here's some details. Here's some info. And I basically said, screw it. Whatever. Yeah, just put me in for one. And it was like, that day was like the deadline. He was like, you got to tell me tonight by midnight. And if you do, you'll get one of the first ones we get. And if it's after that, it's going to be like 6 months later. And I'm like, oh no, put me on the spot. So I said yes. And the rest is history. Here we are. Man, it's a beautiful truck. I got to tell you, this thing is a real pleasure. I think it's a bargain. It's, if it was 100 yen to the dollar right now, it would be 54,000, 54 grand. 540 man. So obviously with the rate right now, if you look at it in dollars, it's like way cheaper. 150 yen to the dollar right now. You're getting one hell of a discount. But let's just pretend it's a fair world. So this is like the high-end model. By the way, there's two models. There's a GLS, which is like your standard no frills kind of package. I think the interior is the same, but the exterior is kind of different. This one has kind of all these little cool looking features. You got this little styling bar, they call it, on the back there. There's some little panels on the sides, and there's certain colors. This orange color is only in the GSR, which is the high-end model. And it's about like a 5 grand difference. So you pay for what you get. I think the low-end model, I actually debated. I thought that looked really cool too, because it had that kind of classic truck look. You know, no frills. It's like, this is a truck, man. We're not here to like go to parties. We're not going to banquets and ballet dinners with this. We're doing truck shit. Honey, I gotta go pick up the manure. I don't do either of those things, to be honest with you. I don't go pick up loads of manure. Although I have, actually. I used to go pick up a lot of wood, firewood, great for that, man. Picking up like free firewood. There's events where they give away logs and firewood here. Stuff like that. And then just general purpose, you know, outdoor activities, canoeing, snowboarding, camping, all that stuff. You know, truck's great for that. And I thought the low base model would look really cool. And then you'd have that extra money to kind of add on little add-ons, you know, little racks or, you know, whatever kind of features you want to add, or a canopy. The canopy, they're going to sell a canopy specifically for this Triton, but it's not going to be released until the fall. So Mitsubishi, I think they kind of rushed this one out a little bit. Obviously there's timing, car companies, you know, there's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot of competition. And right now we're looking at a resurgence of pickup trucks. It's just so funny. At the same time that the whole like electric car, you know, blah, 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 like movement is going on, suddenly we're seeing like all the car companies, Toyota redid the Hilux, huge hit. Mitsubishi, Triton, boom. Suddenly people are going, wow, look at this thing, I gotta get one. Isuzu is coming out with something called the D-Max. Very similar, pickup truck, you know, all in this same vein. You know, obviously these car companies, they must get together at like year-end parties and go, oh, what are you guys gonna do next year in April? We're thinking about pickup trucks. Ooh, pickup trucks. Let's have another whiskey and talk about it. I'm pretty sure that's what goes on, because they're all doing the exact same thing at the same time. And Mitsubishi probably had to find their slot. You know, it's like, well, we'll go for the spring market. And then Isuzu's like, all right, we're going for summer. Toyota was the first. They came out with that new Hilux, that kind of set it off, you know, set the tone. So while we're talking about, you know, I mentioned electric cars, hybrids. Japan's really gone for the hybrid rather than the electric car. I think that's a great thing. This Mitsubishi Triton, now listen. Do you hear that? Idle stop. It's got stop and go, or idle stop, whatever you want to call it. And I can tell you already, I've driven 560 kilometers, and it's used the stop feature 39 minutes, and it saved me 432 milliliters of diesel gasoline. Woo! So that's cool. It's got the new features like that. It also has a thing called AdBlue. It's got it's got your gasoline where you put the diesel in, and right next to it there's another little cap. It's like a blue cap. And it's got a tank that holds like 17 liters of this thing called AdBlue. Basically, it's spraying something into the exhaust system. Like every time you like do this and some form of exhaust comes out through the muffler, it's spraying this solution in there that, I don't know what it does, but it's good for the planet. So it's good for me. It neutralizes whatever shit is coming out of there to some extent. I'm sure it's not perfect, okay? We don't live in a perfect world. But every diesel car has to have this now. All new diesel cars have to have this. So that's kind of a new thing that has, whoa, dude, man, when you're driving a new car and like people get really close to you, whoa. Yeah, give me a week. I need another week, and then I'll be like, yeah, whatever. It's scratched up now. Here we go, up over the curb. Ooh, this is fun. So it's got these new features making it kind of more eco-friendly. The mileage I'm getting out of it is great though. It's running like over 12 kilometers per liter. For a truck this big, it's a 2.4 liter twin turbo engine. I could run down all the specs for you. Anyway, I've blabbed enough about the car. I've arrived at my destination. I'm gonna have to cut this off for now. But if you find this all interesting and you wanna know more and you're fluent in Japanese, you're welcome to check out my all new Triton channel. That's right, folks. I actually made a Triton channel on YouTube so that I don't clog up your feed with tons of videos about my new truck. So new channel, Triton channel, and you go to Triton channel. The show is going to be called the Beast Mode Report. These names were actually given to me by users who suggested them. I love people. They give me such good ideas that I can't come up with. So this truck is being marketed as the Beast here in Japan. So it kind of goes with that. The Beast Mode Report. Whoa. Oh. I totally forgot I had a meeting with this guy this morning. Oh, man. Oh, sometimes there's too many things going on. Anyway, it was not a big deal. It was okay. I worked it out. So just to wrap up, the new Triton channel, Beast Mode Report. I'm going to be doing all kinds of videos about the car. I've already got a bunch, and I'm amazed at the reaction and the view numbers. So many people watching these videos. The interest in cars is off the charts, man. Snowboarding. My love of snowboarding. No one cares. No one loves snowboarding anymore. That's not true. But I can see that the market and interest for cars, and maybe especially trucks right now, is very, very high. So if you're interested in that, you can probably watch the video with subtitles in English, translated hopefully, and get a little something out of it. It's kind of fun. I'm making some vlogs about my life with the truck. So please tune in for that. Don't forget, Hartman Podcast channel, where all these podcasts are now. Subscribe to that. Much appreciated. I'm going to be doing more and more. It's a lot of fun to keep the conversation going and keep my English skills tip-top shape. All right, folks. Talk to you later.